In this video, I'm going to show you how to make vegan feta cheese that actually crumbles up like feta and can be used in any recipe you'd normally use feta. So you'll need a high-powered blender and 1 brick of drained tofu. I like to break mine into little pieces just because I find it's easier to blend. So throw those all in the blender, and then you're going to add in your 1/2 cup of water in the blender, and then we're going to add in 1 tablespoon. I have extra virgin olive oil here. And then our next ingredient is lemon juice. It can be fresh if you have it. If not, that's okay. You can use lemon juice just from the container. And then 1/2 cup of refined coconut oil. Now this needs to be refined coconut oil, not cold pressed or anything like that, just so we don't give it a coconut taste or flavor. Then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt. You can adjust this to your taste, but we want feta to be pretty salty because that's one of the main things about it. Then a teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder for a little flavor. Now 2 tablespoons of agar powder or 6 tablespoons of agar flakes. The flakes are not as powerful as the powder, so just make sure you're adjusting the consistency for that. And that's like our vegan gelatin. Now we have to blend it till smooth. I had to push down on the blender a little until it looks like this, and it's blending up into a nice smooth consistency. Then we're going to throw it into a pot on medium heat on the stove, put all the mixture in there and start cooking it. You don't want to let it sit too much. Stir it pretty consistently until you see that the mixture actually starts to bubble. Once you see it starts to bubble, cook it for about another 2 to 3 minutes, and stirring constantly again because we don't want to burn it. If you leave it, you could burn it and it will ruin the flavor, so make sure you stay with this while it's on the stove and just constantly keep stirring it. And once you've cooked it for about 2 to 3 minutes, this is what the consistency is going to look like. It's not going to harden up until we put it in the fridge, and that agar powder has a chance to solidify and just give us that cheesy texture that we're looking for. So then we're going to transfer that mixture into a dish. I used a Pyrex baking dish that's 6 by 8, and it has a little lid and everything for it, so I love to use that. And then spread the mixture really evenly throughout your baking dish, and then I'm going to top it with some dried spices. So you can use an Italian blend spice, a Greek blend, you can use some za'atar, whatever you feel like to top this. It's going to taste really great. Then refrigerate it for at least 2 hours. I'm cutting it into squares with a butter knife. I'm cutting into 6 squares, but you can cut it however it works for you. And then I'm just using the butter knife to kind of pry up 1 little square of this feta just so that you can have a nice look at it. I could cut it into little cubes to place on top of salads or anything like that, or I can crumble it exactly like I would a feta, so it crumbles up so nicely and it tastes amazing. Don't forget to like and subscribe.